Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, December 30th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 572 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. A right-wing radio host said Trump needs an intervention from a friend after the former president advocated for the COVID-19 vaccine. Trump accuses January 6 panel of seeking evidence of criminal activity in Supreme Court filing. Who is Ghislaine Maxwell? The downfall of a favorite daughter. Ohio State Stroud feels slighted going into Rose Bowl. Video shows suspect in deadly Florida hit and run struggling with courtroom guards. They could have simply said no. Ice Cube hits back at fan who calls him out for robbing Friday actors after Face in Love and others revealed how much they were paid. Swallow Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel are in sync in an end-of-year workout video. Wagner wants to keep playing, but future in Seattle unclear. Federal government approves California's Medicaid overhaul. Feds, South Florida entrepreneur used PPP money to buy Lamborghini, luxury watches, clothes. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. World nations try to balance Omicron restrictions while keeping economies open, Reuters. Florida man attacked by tiger after entering enclosure at Naples Zoo, west to Orlando. Hawaii health officials reduce COVID-19 isolation, quarantine time rules following CDC recommendations, Honolulu Star advertiser. Iowa State rally falls short at Cheez-It Bowl, KCCI Des Moines. Denver shootings, suspect wrote books naming real-life victims, NPR. Jury finds Ghislaine Maxwell guilty of sex trafficking a minor for Jeffrey Epstein and 4 other charges, CNN. Schwarzenegger and Shriver divorce final after 10 years, Associated Press. North Carolina girl, 3, dies after accidentally shooting herself on Christmas, NBC News. Dual surge slams Los Angeles hospitals, COVID patient count up 75% in 1 week, Deadline. Family seeks answers after 13-year-old Florida boy dies in dirt bike crash during attempted traffic stop, ABC News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Nurses denounce premature CDC guidance on having COVID-19 isolation guidelines. 16 very relatable tweets about New Year's Eve in 2021. 20 of the best wedding photos of the year. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty in sex abuse trial. Jada Pinkett Smith shares update on her journey with alopecia. The 9 best pieces of work advice going into 2022, according to therapists. Man looking for deer antlers finds remains of MMA fighter missing for 2 years. Amanda Gorman, yet again, flawlessly snapshots a nation in disarray with New Year's poem. Emma Watson reveals moment she fell in love with Harry Potter co-star Tom Felton. That honesty became a bond, John Boehner pays tribute to late former colleague Harry Reid. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Commission redraws political boundaries. Cops, mom finds naked sex offender in apartment. Parade victims memorial removed for safekeeping. Couple stuck with $6,000 bill after water main break. DRIVEN students raise cash, holiday spirit. Suspect in deputy's death, carjacking, arrested. It's really fun, Puma cubs playing like kittens in new enclosure. Sheriff's office suspects foul play in death. Community college shifts to remote operations. Girl recalls crash that killed siblings. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Pentagon building new secret courtroom at Guantanamo Bay. U.S. reports 488,000 daily virus cases, shattering record. As Omicron spreads, officials ponder what it means to be fully vaccinated. What I've learned as a lawyer representing prisoners at Guantanamo. Ghislaine Maxwell is found guilty of aiding in Epstein's sex abuse. Beleaguered by Omicron, New York operates at half speed. Will Maxwell's conviction end a culture of complicity surrounding sexual predation? How John Madden became the face of a video game empire. John Madden, football enthusiast, was peerless in the booth. Biden and Putin will hold a call on Ukraine. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Pat Sajak celebrates 40 years of hosting Wheel of Fortune with fans upset by lack of tribute. Pregnant Boston cop says mayor ignored vaccine exemption plea. I and Apis am trying to protect my unborn child. Blinken speaks out after Hong Kong pro-democracy media outlet shut down. Biden admin asks Supreme Court to review Remain in Mexico ruling. Maryland doctor says people are going to die after Biden admin uses faulty data to snub antibody treatments. Catherine's Zeta-Jones stunts in black bikini, sun's out. California man had rifle, TikTok hit list naming Biden, former presidents on way to White House, feds say. Politico receives blowback after warning that Republicans are making school board races partisan. Nicki Minaj, Kardashians react to business manager Angela Kukoska's alleged murder. You didn't deserve this. Epstein associates should be shaking in their boots after Maxwell's guilty verdict, Chaffetz. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, December 30th. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Ghislaine Maxwell's siblings have already started appealing her sex trafficking conviction. Will Ghislaine start naming names to get a shorter sentence? Attorney says Maxwell verdict makes Prince Andrew a close friend of the child sex trafficker. Ghislaine Maxwell could name names to reduce the time she will be ordered to serve. Ghislaine Maxwell's new prison will be like Disneyland compared to her current jail. No way back for Prince Andrew the outcast royal. Ghislaine Maxwell verdict changes little for Prince. When Leslie sensed she had breast cancer, doctors play down her fears. Why is America's COVID death rate so much higher than the UK's? Maxwell did not act alone. Others must be held accountable. Prince Andrew accuses her Virginia Giuffre. Kew Garden stands accused of breaking the law in a bid to decolonize its glorious collection. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Tesla, Elon Musk face backlash in China after Beijing's complaint against SpaceX. The pandemic caused a global surge in domestic violence. For victims with few options, abuse has become the new normal. 6 provinces in Canada report new daily highs for coronavirus. Panama sentences 2 men in 2020 killings of 7 young people. More cracks found in Mexico City subway line that collapsed. As Russia's courts muzzle Memorial Human Rights Group, activists stress that the truth is on our side. Gun attack in Mexico kills 8 at 2 homes, including baby. Some governments are easing rules for isolation, citing dangers of economic and healthcare strains from Omicron spread. Paris wants to make the Seine swimmable for the Olympics and the public. Hong Kong media outlets stand news to shut down after arrests of executives, as press landscape darkens. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Fire at old Parliament House damages entrance to historic Canberra building. Osage experts warn let it rip COVID strategy will condemn vulnerable Australians to death. Revisited, Josh Cavallo, the only openly gay top-tier men's footballer podcast. Amazon's Alexa device tells 10-year-old to touch a penny to a live plug socket. I missed it, Kyrie Irving grateful to return to Brooklyn Nets practice. Westminster Kennel Club postpones dog show amid COVID-19 surge. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty in sex trafficking trial. Ghislaine Maxwell's sex trafficking trial, in pictures. The stage was set for Ghislaine Maxwell's trial in 1991, after she met Jeffrey Epstein. Brighton's Welbeck stuns Chelsea as Toucher labels title chances as stupid. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Man attacked by tiger after reaching into zoo enclosure, animal killed by authorities. Referee accused of discriminating against deaf wrestler. Record snow hits Lake Tahoe. Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell guilty on 5 of 6 counts. Family seeks answers after boy dies in dirt bike crash during attempted traffic stop. Watch, golden retriever enjoys Snowfall. January 6th committee chairman could seek interview with House GOP leader. Watch, Oregon worker avoids falling tree. Missouri school doctor arrested in Arkansas on abuse counts. A look at de Blasio's NYC mayoral tenure and what's next. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Hong Kong, the last day of the Stand News pro-democracy website. Ghislaine Maxwell guilty of helping Jeffrey Epstein abuse girls. 15 films to look out for in the Oscars race. What went wrong with vaccinating the world? COP26, the teenagers suing 33 countries. A new way of farming in dry climates. Who is Ghislaine Maxwell, the downfall of a favorite daughter? Ukraine tensions, Biden and Putin phone call seeks diplomatic path. Ghislaine Maxwell, how accusers' testimony brought her down. COVID, Omicron and Delta driving tsunami of cases, WHO. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Denver's tattoo community is grieving, stunned by a deadly shooting spree. We don't know the connections. 7,000 plus flights delayed or cancelled, hospitalizations up for kids, but Omicron may not be more severe. COVID-19 updates. Ghislaine Maxwell guilty in Epstein sex abuse case. Denver Shooters Company published series of books that mirror deadly rampage, named 2 victims. Today in history for December 30th. Sylvia Goldschall, a New Jersey woman who survived COVID at age 108, dies on her 110th birthday. What does Auld Lang Syne mean? Explaining the New Year's Eve song. More hurricanes could hit New York, Boston and other northern cities as planet warms, study suggests. One of the worst crimes imaginable, U.S. Attorney on Ghislaine Maxwell guilty verdict. Denver area grieves after gunman kills 5 in series of shootings. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Standing room only, Balboa Island ferry to be closed to vehicles for most of January. Los Angeles Police Department officer who fatally shot 14-year-old girl along with assault suspect is identified. Officials declare Aussie oil spill cleanup complete. Robert H. Grubbs, Caltech Nobel Prize winner who revolutionized green chemistry, dies. LA prosecutors reject threat charges against prominent Los Angeles Police Department critic. Business manager to Kardashians found dead, boyfriend charged with murder, torture. Merced man arrested on way to White House with rifle, hit list compiled from TikTok. San Francisco and other parts of Bay Area tighten mask rules as Omicron spikes. What should I do if I test positive for the coronavirus? New coronavirus cases top 16,000 in LA County, among highest of pandemic. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, December 30th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Climate change, hurricanes to expand into more populated regions. Sudan gold mine collapse, at least 32 killed in gold mine collapse in Sudan. Germany takes steps to legalize cannabis following Malta's lead. $51 million super yacht sank gas tanker in Bahamas. Natural History Museum identifies more than 500 new species in 2021, hell herons, metallic beetles, tiny shrimp. Scientists have been busy describing unusual creatures despite COVID restrictions. Looming mass extinction could be biggest since the dinosaurs, says WWF. More plants and animals than ever before are on a global list of threatened species, with the World Wildlife Fund Germany warning that more than 1 million species could go extinct within the next 10 years. Kim Jong-un pictured looking noticeably slimmer, fanning rumors of health issues. South Africa court blocks Shell's oil exploration. Save the Children confirms staff killed in Myanmar massacre. France reports dizzying daily record of 208,000 COVID cases. A new warming wave will start in the stratosphere, with the polar vortex being temporarily displaced and elongated over North America, briefly helping to shift the jet stream and sustain the unusually cold weather over the continent. 126 tigers dead in 2021, the highest in a decade, NTCA. In recording, ex-cabinet chief admits shredding docs before Netanyahu departed as PM. Spain's leftist cabinet approves landmark labor law reform which aims to reduce the use of temporary contracts and boost job security. Southwest Japan Industry Group develops bamboo paper cups to reduce plastic waste. The next headlines are from Forbes. Orlando Magic have a star in Franz Wagner, but what about Jonathan Isaac? 2022, the year of shopping smaller and locally? Find happiness at home, not in cloud cuckoo land. In 2021, New York baseball was eventful and a mixed bag. Tantalus seeks to end utility frustrations in digitizing the grid. Rockets' Kevin Porter Jr. has successful return from injury. Lowe's supplier Chervin rises in Hong Kong debut, minting new China billionaire. Director Henry Vallejo shares vision for Mancook Pack, powerful chief, set to debut on a U.S. streaming service in 2022. Hoobastank celebrates 20 years of success. Can the Boston Celtics cash this trade chip? Not so fast, GM says. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Our podcast highlights of 2021. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,754,384,617 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Saif Ali Khan wraps Vikram Vedha's second schedule exclusive. Spider-Man, No Way Home screenwriters explain all those surprises and spoilers. This wasn't just fan service. Dwayne Johnson turns down Vin Diesel's invitation to rejoin Fast and Furious. No chance I will return. Dead & Company offering a window of refunds to COVID-weary fans for festival in Mexico. Sundance Film Festival to offer vaccine booster shots to eligible attendees exclusive. Holla Oscars, don't forget to consider these Latino actors and filmmakers from 2021. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty on sex trafficking charges. LL Cool J cancels New Year's Rockin' Eve performance due to positive COVID test. Palm Springs Film Festival cancelled for 2022. Top 100 telecasts of 2021, Sis, Yellowstone, NFL dominate, as Oscars fail to make the cut. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Denver shooting suspect wrote books previewing attacks. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty of helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse girls. The U.S. hits a record number of new COVID cases. Biden will speak by phone with Putin as Russia ramps up presence on Ukraine border. Fresh Air remembers Archbishop Desmond Tutu. An American was locked up in Syria. A pact with a British inmate may have saved him. The James Webb Space Telescope has started unfurling its giant sunshield. Delta CEO asked the CDC for a 5-day isolation. Some flight attendants feel at risk. As the jury deliberates Elizabeth Holmes' fate, experts say fraud is complicated. From the Capitol riot to abortion rights, here are the top political stories of 2021. The following headlines are from The Week. Jetstream causing more issues for airlines. Habitat for Humanity builds first 3D printed house in the United States. Ghislaine Maxwell guilty in sex trafficking case. In defense of CDC realism. Joe Rogan reportedly cancels show over Canada's COVID-19 vaccine requirements. Denver gunman was targeting specific people, police say. LeBron James says he's just trying to figure this pandemic out after comparing COVID-19 to flu and common cold. Harry Reid was a brawler. He may have helped give us Donald Trump. Facebook reportedly told Republicans whistleblower was trying to help Democrats. CDC director addresses criticism over new COVID-19 isolation recommendations. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame needs Texan Johnny Nash. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, December 30th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The next news is from Politico. The battle to succeed Boris Johnson. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Blinken calls for release of pro-democracy journalists after Hong Kong arrests. Ghislaine Maxwell convicted in Epstein sex abuse case. National Republicans luring John James into House race. Harry Reid was more complicated than you knew. Biden and Putin to speak again at moment of crisis. Why today's Middle East needs Henry Kissinger's less is more approach. He's a press guy, I'm not, how Harry Reid shaped Chuck Schumer. This was the moment, CDC defends altered guidance amid Omicron surge. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Country surpasses 20,000 COVID-19 cases as National Cabinet meets. Imagine your head being severed, inside Juanita's strange world. NSW looks to pharmacies, service stations to help distribute free rats. Nadal bound for Australia, scheduled to play next week. Wanderers match to be postponed but league refuses to extend season. COVID-19 surge won't derail recovery, economists. The woman was ready to give me a serve, who was I to argue? The secret that keeps Kiefer Sutherland in almost perpetual motion. I lost everything in the Black Summer bushfires. 2 years later, I am losing hope. Search operation for woman swept off rocks at San Remo. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Wall Street Journal, Diddy's revenue slumps after crackdown by Chinese government. Dow Jones Newswires, Beijing Chunless Heda medical stock dives in Shanghai debut. Dow Jones Newswires, shares of power tool supplier Chervin Holdings gain in Hong Kong debut. What's worth streaming? Here's what's worth streaming in January 2022, and why you can skip Netflix for once. Dow Jones Newswires, Sense timeshares rise in Hong Kong debut. What's worth streaming? Here's what's coming to Netflix in January 2022, and what's leaving. Fortnite back online after 7-hour outage. For the video game industry to grow, it needs to first grow up. The pandemic boom in video games is expected to disappear in 2022. What's worth streaming? Here's what's coming to Amazon's Prime Video in January 2022. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Leonhardt Ventures announces filing of patent for bioelectric S100A expression for organ healing, biospace. Patent applications for air taxis up significantly in Germany, trademark office, X. Mylan beats Sanofi appeal in insulin pen patent fight, Reuters. Respire RX Pharmaceuticals, note purchase agreement, Form 8K, marketscreener.com. Hush, it's a secret invention, Lixology. Kippo vows to take lead in setting international rules on AI inventions, the Korea Herald. The next headlines are from Quartz. Antigen or PCR, which COVID test makes more sense in the age of Omicron? Tech stocks powered the S&P 500 index to a monster performance in 2021. Facebook's metaverse is its best PR campaign ever. For younger fans, John Madden is more about video games than football. Tumblr banned these words to satisfy Apple safety standards. New CDC guidance confusing you? Ask our chatbot if you only need a 5-day quarantine. 2021, our obsessions. Apple cannot just throw money at its talent retention problem. Winnie the Pooh, Bambi, and 400,000 sound recordings enter the public domain in 2022. What Don't Look Up gets right and wrong about climate change. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Chinese government arrests more pro-democracy icons in Hong Kong, including music stars. Massachusetts Supreme Court tackles law enforcement use of cell tower dumps. The copyright industry wants everything filtered as it is uploaded. Here's why that will be a disaster. Those who don't understand Section 230 are doomed to repeal it. Indian government orders YouTube to block 20 channels for blasphemy and impinging on national security. Daily deal, Omnia Q55 and one wireless charging station. Klobuchar's silly letter to Facebook raises First Amendment issues and only gives ammo to misinfo peddlers that Facebook is a state actor. House Republicans don't want infrastructure money going toward broadband competition. Former U.S. intelligence analysts sued for hacking a Saudi activist's phone on behalf of the United Arab Emirates. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Michelle Obama. New Year's Eve food. Tony Storm. Chris Tucker. Oklahoma football. Angie Kukowski. Ghislaine Maxwell. Fortnite. Chelsea vs. Brighton. Kyle Seeger. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Man armed with AR-15 arrested on way to rid White House of evil demons. Former CNN producer under investigation after pedophilia allegations, reports. Liberal pundit tells GOP senator to get vasectomy after Christmas family photo. Study reveals dangerous long-term effect of COVID-19. World Hockey Championship cancelled midway over Omicron. COVID vaccine developer gets lobbyist with Biden connection. Jury reaches decision in Ghislaine Maxwell sex trafficking trial. Elon Musk denies hugging space. NYPD officers ordered back to work for New Year's. Madden NFL video game is racist, claims Uber woke professor after Icon's death. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Gov cannot be trusted with cell phone tracking amid pandemic, former Ontario Privacy Commissioner. After warmest Christmas on record, Alaska braces for biblical rains. Dear Stanford, I will not spend another semester locked down and miserable. 45% of millennials say maintenance costs are serious deterrent to home ownership. The consequences for popular democracy could be dire. New York Mag decries popularity of Chief Justice Roberts. Luongo, Biden's COVID pivot is pure politics. 3 Boeing 747 freighters packed with potatoes head to Japan amid French fry shortage. After thousands of parents refuse to comply, California school district reverses child jab mandate. China publicly shames suspects accused of violating COVID border controls. The reckless push for electric vehicles at the U.S. Postal Service. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. China's Didi sees revenue slide amid regulatory crackdown. Chinese cities lockdown disrupts Micron, Samsung chip operations. Putin, Nord Stream 2 could help lower Europe's high energy prices. U.S. jury finds Ghislaine Maxwell guilty in sex abuse case. 3 Palestinians wounded by Israeli tank fire on Gaza. Remembering Desmond Tutu. Holmes jury resumes deliberations after closed-door meeting. More U.S. flights cancelled as Omicron intensifies staffing issues. WHO chief warns Omicron, Delta forming tsunami of COVID cases. Jury in Ghislaine Maxwell trial asks to review expert testimony. The next headlines are from Breitbart. NBA Christmas ratings crashed to near historic lows, crushed by NFL games. Blood on her hands, Chicago 911 dispatcher slams Mayor Lori Lightfoot over skyrocketing murder rate. Illinois sheriff's deputy shot, killed while responding to motorist assist call. Charlie Kirk, Alex Marlowe, James Lindsay discuss how queer theory is the gateway to hell on The Charlie Kirk Show. Report, gas prices could average $4 per gallon nationally by late spring. Harry Reid, no Saudi country has an anchor baby policy, imports foreign populations larger than some states. Exclusive comic, when Republicans take back the House, people need to go to jail. CNN's Tapper to Fauci, run ads featuring Trump's pro-vaccination stance. Report, new DCCC hire supports abolishing police, ICE. Fauci, officials keeping an open mind to domestic vaccine requirement. The next headlines are from UPI News. Message in a bottle from 2014 found on Florida beach. Virginia dad on chocolate milk run wins $1 million lottery jackpot. Overdue book returned to Indiana Library after 53 years. Look, trapped deer rescued from between 2 fences at New York school. Watch, Texas lifter sets new world record with 1,125-pound bench press. Watch, viral video offers virtual tour of smallest apartment in New York. Adventurer, scientists become the first to ascend Earth's tallest mountain. Watch, firefighters rescue 2 dogs from frigid river in Montana. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. 40% say their New Year's resolutions involve being greener in 2022, according to a poll. Chill out watching these reindeer contemplating the northern lights. U.S. aims to replace all its lead water pipes from coast to coast using funding from infrastructure bill. Professor gets a cardboard box filled with $100 bills mailed anonymously to help his students. McDonald's teen employee hopped through drive-thru window to save customer choking on a chicken nugget. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, December 30th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Fortnite servers go down, millions of gamers and parents at wit's end. Mom finds crystal meth worth $120,609 in cereal box as she made breakfast for toddlers. Bloodthirsty, psycho squirrel attacks 18 in small-town Christmas rampage. Man who posed as non-existent special needs brother to get diaper changed now faces new human trafficking charges. Ukraine, 3 die after memorial candle lit in hospital ward. Man hired babysitters to treat him like a baby, change his diaper, Louisiana cops say. Finger-gunned bandit catches a big break. Bear cub attacks inflatable reindeer in California yard. Dinosaur statue stolen from outside Oklahoma store. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Delusional Elon Musk claims Tesla robot will be like C-3PO or R2-D2. How supply chain delays stalled new advancements in mobility through 2021. The AI stories that made us smile in 2021, and 5 that made us cry. How to run a great hybrid meeting, hint, it involves images. The next headlines are from Information Week. Tech Briefing, a CIO primer on key emerging technologies. What do scuba diving and digital transformation have in common? This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, December 30th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. How John Madden became the larger-than-life face of a gaming empire. Microsoft Defender Log4j scanner triggers false positive alerts. U.S. hits record number of new COVID-19 cases. China's new AI policy doesn't prevent it from building autonomous weapons. Metaverse property mogul touts tenfold appreciation in virtual real estate portfolio. Sweden's Northvolt builds first lithium-ion battery cell in Europe. BlackBerry OS devices will stop working on January 4, 2022. Apple ditched Intel, and it paid off. Federal court ruling will make Wi-Fi 6 a reality. James Webb Space Telescope smooth launch extended its life expectancy, NASA says. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Car flips over after crashing into building in downtown St. Louis. Interstate crime spree ends with suspected killer in custody. St. Louis area hospitals limiting visitors again amid COVID surge. Missouri woman's viral GoFundMe helping kid after parents die from cancer. 6 controversial books will remain in Rockwood School District libraries. Illinois closing driver services facilities for 2 weeks due to COVID-19. Argument leads to shootout inside Overland restaurant. Missouri will send you a free COVID test. It's a great time to live in Eureka. City receives land donation of 201 acres. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Judge halts custody credit increases for certain prison inmates. El Cajon man identified as victim in I-805 rollover crash. Man sentenced to 6 years in prison in Imperial Beach shooting that killed teen. Schwarzenegger and Shriver divorce final after 10 years. 4 victims in deadly El Cajon jet crash now identified. Our hearts go out to their families. Passengers behaving badly, the worst in-flight incidents of 2021. bringing home the bacon top's new California laws in 2022. Authorities find man who walked away from re-entry program. Marine suspected of human smuggling in backcountry on Christmas. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Truck carrying Russian Su-34 fighter bomber aircraft involved in crash. Lockheed Martin to develop new F-35 variant for foreign customer. Ukraine's new intelligence gathering drone took to the sky for the first time. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Obituaries for Jonathan Spence, respected China scholar unites world media in praise. Xi'an residents face shortages of food and critical supplies as lockdown continues. What can we expect from Xinjiang's new party boss Ma Xingru? 2021, the year in censor terms on the Chinese internet. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, December 30th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Man attacked by tiger after entering enclosure at Florida Zoo, deputies say. Remembering Bay Area football legend John Madden. Caltrans urges drivers to avoid traveling to Sierra due to record-breaking snowfall. Mother shares message to others after losing 2 children to COVID-19. Caltrain to offer free services for New Year's. New laws for 2022 will change aspects of California's education system. Record-breaking snowfall in the Sierra poses potential danger. Man arrested in connection to Berkeley hit and run that injured 83-year-old woman. Here's how Bay Area schools are preparing for students to return amid COVID surge. This robot is a server at IHOP in Fresno County. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Clemson tops Iowa State in Cheez-It Bowl for Swinney's 150th. Hornets take charge early, hold on late to beat Pacers. Smith 11th double-double for number 10 Baylor women to beat UNT. Baylor tops North Texas behind Smith's double-double. Suspect in Denver shootings wrote books previewing attacks. Eric Bledsoe has big fourth quarter, Clippers hold off Celtics. Ghislaine Maxwell convicted of recruiting girls to be sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein. Illinois responsible for 5.8% of nation's new COVID-19 cases this week. We risked enough, many folks staying home for New Year's Eve amid COVID-19 surge. Authorities, fight in line at pretzel store led to Oak Brook Center shooting. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Pacific Northwest flight impacts on Alaska Airlines this week. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Orange earthquake alert, magnitude 7.3 m, depth 166.92 km, in Indonesia December 29, 2021, 1825 UTC, about 82,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 70.62 km, in Greece December 29, 2021, 5:08 UTC, 460,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 3.58 km, in Russian Federation December 29, 2021, 3:57 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Belize, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Syria, Turkey. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, December 30th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Officials asking the public not to seek COVID testing orders. Houston officials are pressing for children to get vaccinated. Record-breaking new COVID cases not immediate cause for panic, experts. Latest samples show sharp increase in amount of COVID in Houston wastewater. 15-year-old track athlete identified as girl killed in Baytown Park. Blue northern cold front to bring first freeze of the season. Man shot and killed during meetup to return stolen dogs at gas station, deputies say. Former Texas electronics giant Radio Shack reboots as cryptocurrency company. National Guard assists Texas youth prisons to avoid lack of staffing amid COVID-19. Texas healthcare workers affected by Omicron variant. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Hughes lifts Devils over Sabres 4-3 to snap 6-game skid. Number 6 Kansas routs Nevada 88-61 in hastily scheduled game. Uyghur, Verheek help rally Panthers past Rangers 4-3. Kuznetsov scores late goal, Capitals beat Predators 5-3. Bulls beat Hawks for second time in 3 nights, run streak 2-5. Fire damages front doors of Australia's old Parliament House. Migrant fishermen from offshore fishing boats receive vaccines. 6 provinces in Canada report new daily highs for coronavirus. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NYCM's faces record staffing shortage as 911 calls for COVID-like symptom surge. Eric Adams will be sworn in as mayor at Times Square New Year's Eve celebration. As a parting gift, de Blasio opens new NYC ferry landing in the Bronx. New law requires MTA to consider bicycle and pedestrian access at bridges and stations. The best TV shows of 2021. From Celia Cruz to Eric Garner Way, 199 NYC streets get new names. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Former ISIL prison transformed to bring joy and support to youth. WHO, 2022 can mark the end of COVID's acute stage. Urgent action needed to save Rohingya refugees distressed at sea in Indonesia. 2021 year in review, refugee, migrant numbers rise, despite travel curbs. UN chief urges that recovery be a resolution for 2022. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Yes, these fishermen are walking upside down underwater. Did NASA fund theological research to study how humans would react to aliens? Final goodbye, recalling influential people who died in 2021. New COVID-19 cases in U.S. soar to highest levels on record. Yes, Alexa challenged a girl to touch a penny to an electrical socket. Police, gunmen in Denver who killed 5 targeted some victims. Friendly family man 50-year secret, he was fugitive, too. WHO, global COVID cases up 11% last week, Omicron risk high. Harry Reid remembered as a fighter, skilled Senate dealmaker. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Ghislaine Maxwell is a tricky monster, but she didn't fool the jury. Mother charged in death of perfect 5-year-old daughter. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty for aiding Epstein's teen sex ring. Teen murder suspect surveilled then ambushed their Spanish teacher, prosecutors say. The mystery of an electronic Let's Go Brandon road sign in South Dakota. Meghan McCain vs. Chris Eliza Twitter feud caps off worst year ever. Bid farewell to 2021 with these stellar end-of-the-year sales. IRA hoped prison escape tunnel would keep inmates off drugs. Dr. Dre forks over $100 million to ex-wife Nicole Young in divorce settlement. Self-proclaimed plague spreader dies of COVID after boasting about maskless grocery store stunt. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Jeopardy! Contestants, including NYC man, bomb on Hotchel question. Jack Hughes scores game winner versus Sabres to help Devils end 6-game skid. Rangers let up 3 third-period goals and lost to Panthers. Keith Olbermann is the new Scrooge after tweet about Mitt Romney's family. Alec Burks, bench saved Knicks from ugly loss to depleted Pistons. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Ask Astro I, what fuel do spacecraft use to explore the distant solar system? Alien antimatter crashes into Earth. What lies beyond the standard model? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Human-caused climate change and pollution devastating Florida ecosystems. Space telescope faces major test as Sunshade deployment begins. The following headlines are from military.com. This is not a repeat of the Roosevelt Navy's latest COVID outbreak may show value of vaccines. Russia, Belarus to hold joint war games early next year. Nuclear treaty conference likely to be delayed due to virus. Biden, Putin to hold call over stepped-up security demands. Despite defense build-up, Japan's arms industry struggles. Decades of Department of Defense efforts fail to stamp out bias, extremism. Judge rejects Oklahoma's lawsuit over GARD vaccine mandate. The following headlines are from phys.org. 3 large natural gas plants would wipe out climate gains from recent shutdowns of coal-fired plants in Illinois. Researchers reveal evolutionary mechanisms of environmental adaptation in estuarine oysters. New Mexico tribes concerned about plan to power nuclear lab. We lost everything, Brazil floods leave thousands destitute. Secrets of regulatory T-cell development reveal clinical possibilities. New inoculation method can protect soybeans against devastating leaf blight. With its single eye, NASA's DART returns first images from space. Has the pandemic fundamentally changed our ethics? The epic, 550-million-year story of ULR-U, and the spectacular forces that led to its formation. How more and more students are catching the citizen science bug. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, December 30th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Deep conversations make us happier, lead to stronger bonds. The neuroscience of emotional eating. Sleep Number bed reviews, problems and alternatives guide. Vivid satellite imagery captures a reversal of fortune for drought-plagued parts of the West. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Locke rallies Louisville to 73-69 victory over Wake Forest. Lewis bucket lifts William and Mary over Hofstra 63-62. Photos, Seattle Kraken take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Ja Morant scores 41 points, Grizzlies beat slumping Lakers. Number 24 Wisconsin survives Illinois State after 2-week break. Tulane holds on for 85-84 win over Memphis. Shoemake carries Toledo past W Michigan 83-56. Sims, Phillips lift Unk Wilmington past Delaware 70-68. Murray's double-double leads Iowa past Western Illinois. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. SF Bay Area sends mixed messages on Omicron as New Year's Eve arrives. Milpitas, man arrested in connection with armed robberies. Surf capital blooms in shadow of Brazil's rainforest. Packers QB Aaron Rodgers says he won't drag out off-season decision on his future. I'm just savoring this year as much as anything. All Bay Area counties now require everyone to wear masks inside public settings. Bay Area residents scramble to find COVID-19 testing appointments as Omicron cases soar. Warriors slated to have another starter return against Nuggets. Wiseman enters protocols. Feds charge Berkeley man with possessing multiple guns. He allegedly admitted to being driver in May shooting. COVID, CDC changes to quarantine, isolation advice took local health officials by surprise. Rest of World Junior Championship cancelled over COVID-19. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Marjorie Taylor Greene ripped for broaching national divorce between red, blue states. Bank with ties to Obama administration turns over Trump allies' records to January 6 committee. Arnold Schwarzenegger Maria Shriver divorce final after 10 years. NFL teams taking extra precautions beyond COVID-19 protocols. Pelosi extends proxy voting, citing ongoing COVID-19 concerns. Joe Manchin loses conservative supporters with pledge to help gut Trump tax cuts. Inside the Beltway, January 6th anniversary just a week away. Officials, Vegas fireworks show will go on, 300,000 expected. Rest of World Junior Championship cancelled over COVID-19. The next headlines are from The Intercept. UN power broker Jeffrey Sachs took millions from the UAE to research well-being. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, December 30th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Bulls second quarter flurry overwhelmed Hawks for fifth straight win. Kyle Thomas, Bennett overwhelmed Joliet West. Southside Funeral Home director, one of the first to hold drive-through viewings, dies at 81. As Bulls place a 17th player in the protocol, Jordan Bell is back. 64-year-old woman shot in Auburn Gresham. Curie's balanced attack proves too much for St. Charles North. Politicians and cops were creative about dodging responsibility in 2021. Ghislaine Maxwell convicted in Jeffrey Epstein sex abuse case. Return of Tevin Jenkins a good sign for Bears. City officials detail plans for New Year's Eve fireworks display despite concerns about COVID-19, crime. The next headlines are from the Times of India. How to make Siri read your messages aloud. Virat Kohli dismissal highlights that familiar failing. Center extends AFSPA in Nagaland for 6 more months. 10 things people searched for the most on Google in 2021. First test, Bumrah hailed after taking crucial wickets versus Say. Top 10, how bad food halted iPhone's India manufacturing plant. Industrial versus Say, India needs 6 wickets to win Centurion test. Cinema shutdown in Delhi will impact major Bollywood releases. Pak buys 25 Chinese J-10C fighters in response to India's Rafale. IITM tops Ital innovation rankings, IIT comes third. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, December 30th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. No, it's not your opinion, you're just wrong. Version 2.0. Review, Season 2 of The Witcher. Texans HC David Culley's coaching hot seat is cooling off. This week's best concerts. The next headlines are about world records making news. Record-breaking powerlifter Bonnie Beanie Augustine among world's top para athletes, Lifestyle Asia. Minecraft speedrunner breaks world record but records the wrong screen, Screen Rant. Notable African deaths of 2021, from Ethiopia's Elvis to megapastors, BBC News. Historic performance earns Emma McKeon World Swimmer of the Year, Swimming World Magazine. Breaststroke brilliance by Tatiana Schoenmaker is Swimming World Female World Record of the Year, Swimming World Magazine. Johnson blamed for COVID test shortages as cases hit record 183,000, The Guardian. COVID variant tsunami as world cases hit record, RTEIE. Lucknow lad balances football on knee, sets a world record, Hindustan Times. Moles fuel-saving PBCF sets Guinness World Record, Marine Log. Should former Detroit Tiger Mickey Lalich be in the Hall of Fame? TheGame730am.com. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Spider-Man, No Way Home surprise stars helped shape its biggest reveals. Marvel's Eternals once had a darker ending, according to Clojao. Deadly superbug yeast sickens patients at Oregon hospital. Watch Elon Musk squirm over his taxes on the Bernie Sanders experience. Waymo wants to drive you around without a steering wheel. Mass food poisoning incident leads Apple to temporarily shut down iPhone factory. Kang's newest challenge might bring a surprising comics hero to the Marvel Universe. Webb Space Telescope got a lucky boost from its Christmas launch. WandaVision steals The Mandalorian's crown as 2021's most pirated TV series. Taxi medallion loan shark duped investors by planting illegal positive news stories, SEC says. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Marble Bar in Australia at 113.54 degrees Fahrenheit or 45.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Yurty in Russia at minus 64.12 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 53.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Could we build a synthetic digestive system for Vision to make him more human? Omicron smashes U.S. case records as experts are still trying to understand it. Elon Musk rejects claims his satellites are squeezing out rivals in space. How stars are helping the French keep the night sky dark. Web continues to unfold, has enough fuel for over a decade. Upcoming LG TVs will address one of ALD's biggest flaws. Rivian tells buyers of trucks, subs with 400-mile range to wait until 2023. A year on, the highs and lows of a new engineering education system. Worker protests, mass illness lead Apple to put iPhone plant on probation. Amazon Echo Show 15 review, Alexa on the big screen. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump's power came from the fever swamps, but he's lost control of the narrative, MSNBC analyst. Watch, Kristi Noem tells German denier Pete Hegseth that people really should wash their hands. Used car salesman Trump ridiculed on CNN for his deeply offensive endorsement stunt. Ted Cruz mistakes Western Australia for Washington state in botched attack on power-drunk Dems. Trump supporters who stormed the Capitol left 3 unsolved mysteries 1 year later, report. Legal expert, monster Ghislaine Maxwell is facing life in prison for one very important reason. January 6 committee announces new GOP congressional target. Census may have missed 48,000 Americans in Arizona, report. Pro-Trump group plans January 6 candlelight vigils to honor Ashley Babbitt. Fox News alert on Ghislaine Maxwell verdict veers into tirade about Hunter Biden's laptop. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Ghislaine is guilty. We cannot not give back. Randall was a giver. 21 stories of strength to close out 2021. What was Monsanto? The fight to remember the Black Rebellion at Igbo Landing. This may be the worst GOP fundraising letter ever. Monsters, dudes who want nothing more than to be right online. Hero, Neon Dion Primetime Sanders, also known as Coach Prime. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Highlights from a landmark year in psychedelic science, New Atlas. Autologous adult stem cells in the treatment of stroke SCCAA, Dove Medical Press. Best nootropics, review the top nootropic brain boosters to buy, Federal Way Mirror. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Isoblend Sound AGM, blinded by sound. EKC Blend Sound 905-985, blinded by sound. The original inventor of metaverse on technology, life, and books, interview with Neil Stephenson, Forbes. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, December 30th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Analysis of Council Bluffs UFO UAP debris. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, December 30th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News8. All rights reserved.